It's hard to find love when you let.
What's good, bro?
What's good, my nigga?
That shit sounds dumb as shit. I be hating, like, damn, we gotta get that off the carpet.
Drop out, yeah.
But
What's good, man?
nah, no bullshit. When we just did that, right? It made me think of Rap Radar, like B Dot and Elliot. They be with each other the whole motherfucking day. They cut the cameras on and they act like they just act like they just got around each other. Hey, what's good, Elliot? What's good, B Dot?
30 seconds ago,
Right,
nigga.
the same shit that was good 80 minutes ago when we shot the first podcast. But
Gotta introduce it, man. You know, greetings and salutations and shit.
we don't have to do that shit. Like we been here.
I mean, yeah. All right, don't ask me what's good, man. Just talk to the people. What's good, people?
I mean, it ain't like they gonna talk back.
All right, well.
We in the living
Then
room,
just
bro.
start talking, nigga.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Just start talking. Like, what's up, bro?
Don't do that, nigga. You know what's up.
I don't know what's up, bro.
Ain't nothing up, man. Everything the same. Everything cool.
Is it?
Yeah, everything is cool. I'm ready.
Same
to
as
ready
40
to go
minutes
fuck
ago?
home. Yeah, I'm ready to go home and have some fun.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you are going home.
Yeah. Flight. Catch that flight.
What time you fly out?
4
p.m.? All right. What's up, y'all? My name is Love, and tonight I'm in the living room with my brody, Million Mo Easy.
Just say million.
Bro, I'm not gonna keep doing this with you like every time. Like Million. I'm here with Million.
It's million.
Everybody knows who this gentleman is. He's a part of the show. We got our dates to mix up. We're supposed to have a certain guest tonight, but you know we'll get him next time. But tonight, I really want to discuss a few things, even before we get into the music that we normally get into. But I wanted to talk about the fact that right now, in the grand scheme of everything, it seems like love is for sale. Like, it feel like to the highest bidder, or
that shit getting expensive.
Yeah, I mean, and not me.
You for sale and you expensive.
No, I'm not for sale, and I am expensive. So there's that. But it seems like a running theme online on socials, and just even in general, that it seems like there's a dollar threshold that has to be crossed before a woman would even entertain certain shit. Mm-hmm. I do, in my opinion, I think it's cap.
Big cap.
I think it's cap, but I think it's a narrative that is
big cap,
worthy of having a conversation about. Like, but why do you think if it is cap, why do you think they're pushing the narrative so far?
Social media, it makes it seem like everything is obtainable. So even the women who never even experienced anything close to that, they probably feel like they can obtain it by acting a certain way. They might use a lot of these posts and memes as tutorials. You know what I'm saying? Like, but realistically, like in person, or who they were before, or who they are outside of social media, that shit don't. Like, sweetheart, dream on.
I mean, I'm not gonna shit on the ladies, but
I ain't gonna shit on you. It's okay to dream. So have a dream, but sometimes a dream is just a dream.
Yeah, you gotta wake up too. So
yeah, you gotta wake up.
Yeah.
Well, that's you just did.
I used to sleep a lot, and when I was asleep, and motherfuckers would be like, "Why you sleep so much?" I was like, "Cause I'm chasing my dreams." But then I had to wake up and actually chase my dreams. But women, I think that I don't know. I think it's an Atlanta thing, bro. I think I have an Atlanta ass algorithm.
You probably do.
I think I have an Atlanta ass algorithm, and like
I don't know. You know what? It's not just an Atlanta thing.
I don't think that's at home.
I don't think it's as great at home, like the numbers, or you know what I'm saying. I don't think it's as great as at home in DC as it is in Atlanta, but it exists at home for sure. I've spoken to women that I personally know that are saying things And I'm just like, sweetheart, that's not even. Dream more. Like, and these are women that I fuck with you. Like, I really fuck with you. You know, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I known you, bro. We grew up together. Stop.
But see, that's the thing. I can't say it no more. You gotta re-meet them, pause.
I still know them.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but they might be new people now. Like,
she not. I just talked to her. Same OG.
Well, she might be able to get that off on some niggas.
And that's what I'm saying. Social media probably showing her, like social media tutorial probably showed her that you can get that shit off with some niggas. And then some niggas probably buying into the fact that this is how you get some women. It might be a whole lot of insecurity going on. And everybody's just trying to buy each other.
I think that might be it, bro. Like, they've also said that, like, the numbers of people that have committed suicide from certain shit has risen from, like, I think like 30-something% or some shit like that. We're not lagging no more, are we?
No, it's cool right now.
Oh, I bet. I think we need to be shooting in 30 frames per second.
All right.
But shouts out to y'all. Appreciate y'all for growing with us. Pause. Shit.
Yeah. Yikes.
But, you know, growing through technical difficulties, that sounds like a nigga got ED. That's weird. But
Wait. All right.
But, you know, we're getting better at this podcast and shit. And
It's
you know,
like a half a second.
It's all right. I think it's probably because of too much movement.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I do think that some women are living like that. Some women want to live like that and start developing the practices of the women that are living like that.
Yeah.
But they don't look like or cook like
Or
those
fuck
women.
like.
That's what I meant by cook.
Okay.
So today,
I mean,
literally today, one of my homegirls, she posted a nigga sliding in her DMs talking about something. Do you sell content? And she was like, no, but I take Zelle, Apple Pay, and Cash App, depending. And then he was like, I got Cash App. What's up? And then she sent her Cash App name and said actions. He said on it. Then it proceeds to the next slide, and it goes, he sends $50, $200, $50, another $50, and another $50. And she says, thank you, Pookie, and blocked them. And I typed to her, why you block him? You could have probably got another step.
Her dreams are small.
Yeah, you thinking small. You should be thinking big.
She hit me back and talking about he'll be back, I'm sure.
How the fuck you gonna be
She
back?
blocked.
Then she talked about some thanks, Pookie made my morning, and start laughing. And I'm just like, man.
But the crazy thing is, she will unblock him, and he will be back.
So this is the thing.
I've seen that happen too. Like,
I keep saying this shit. It's always about the possibility. And that's why people, you remember back in the 90s when they were saying like all the women were fucking to get on or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. And then there were a select few women that is like, nah, that's not my story. Like, cause as soon as you give it up, you gave it up. Mm-hmm. But I don't even want to equate that to like fucking to like love.
okay.
But I think that we can't even get to a space like like everything is so hypersexual that nobody can get to a place of love because it's hypersexual and then it's hypertransactional. So now it's like, all right, we gotta pay. Nigga gotta pay or take you out. And the crazy part is nigga gotta take you out somewhere and pay somebody else an obscene amount of money for you to entertain him the way that you that means something to you. And it seems like women are saying the more money you spend, the more you care about me, which is almost the absolute difference. Like, because the more money I spend, ain't no thought behind money.
Nah.
Fuck do I gotta think about? Here, how much?
Like, yeah, this is what
I gotta think about how much change I'm gonna get. Or I gotta think about which card I'm gonna swipe. Like, the thoughtful shit.
That boy preaching.
The thoughtful shit is like, it's not celebrated. I think behind closed doors it is, but it's because there's so many niggas that's not thinking about certain shit that when a nigga that is thinking through some shit comes around, and then you have like a thoughtful date with a nigga, and then you let him knock your socks off. Those niggas win, but they sneaky. And then those are the niggas, or those are the people who like that make people fall in love. Even a girl that's like on that, oh yeah, I can't go to Cheesecake Factory shit, but you know, you take her somewhere, you cook her some shit, and everything came out to less than your $200 Cheesecake Factory bill. Yeah. And she's like, I'm just so in love with him, and he bought her $45 flowers.
Went to the grocery store. And
went to the grocery store, bought some shit, and then went to a drive-in movie.
Yeah.
And that whole date cost $100. And then she loves him after the first date, low key. But niggas, I don't see niggas doing that.
Well,
I did see a viral clip.
A lot of niggas can't cook.
And that's true. I mean, you can go to. It's 1 million restaurants in Atlanta.
It is, but we talking about actually putting the thought into it. It's like if you gonna go to the restaurant, pick the shit up and bring it back to your house, you gonna set it up like you cooked it?
Nah, I said go on a.
Cook.
I said go. I said go on a drive-in movie date.
Drive-in movie date.
Yeah. Because
they actually they only have that here in Atlanta.
Yeah, well,
they ain't got no drive-in movies nowhere else.
They got drive-in movies everywhere else.
Well, they ain't got one at home.
They used to.
We're not talking about used to.
I don't know what the fuck they have at home. I'm so far removed, but
it's not one at home.
But
I was shocked to hear there's one here.
That's semantics. I'm just saying, like, not even I wouldn't call it a cheap date, just a thoughtful date that's like about you, and it's not really about quote unquote the ambiance. We create the vibe. We create the ambiance wherever we are.
You know what's crazy? You remember what was it? One of the Love and Hip Hop episodes. What's the name? The chick that was so excited about the Chipotle shit. The chick that got excited about the Chipotle date on Love and Hip Hop.
I don't.
I think her name. Was,
I do watch. I just don't remember.
Man, I pulled that shit. That shit worked.
Chipotle?
Went to the park, had a blanket and some Chipotle. Shit was lit.
I see. I think it's more about the park than it is about the Chipotle. But
probably.
But bitches love Chipotle.
Shorty was like, "Oh my God, Chipotle!"
Bitches love
women
Chipotle.
love Chipotle.
Huh?
Women love Chipotle.
Bitches too.
We don't cater to that audience at all. Miscreants and ladies only.
And women. But
nah, like that shit worked. And I get a discount at Chipotle. I don't even eat Chipotle no more.
Man, don't tell all your business, but I'm just saying that
I don't even eat Chipotle no more.
those
that
niggas
shit do work. Like that shit was. I guess you thought.
And I don't even consider it working, because I think that niggas think the money do work, but it's always like you see, even in the movies, right? You see even the movies that mean something. Like back in the day, I don't know what the fuck these new movies are doing, but the movies back in the day, it was the nigga that went to work and had the suit and tie, and he was all like that nigga, a rich nigga or whatever the case may be. And it's always the nigga at work or the nigga from somewhere else that considers her more that always wins.
Yeah.
He ain't got to pay for her lifestyle or nothing.
But they out here promoting like somebody has to pay for their lifestyle. So the masses of men probably going to fall into that.
How much your love cost?
How much my love costs?
Love. Like, how much do your love cost? That nigga said love. couldn't even get it together.
My love?
Yeah, yours.
How much does it cost?
You heard what the fuck I said.
My love is free.
All right. Okay.
My love is free. How much does your love cost?
My love is priceless. It's a difference.
No, I said free.
But
yours can be priceless. Mine is free.
yeah, it's priceless. But it costs effort. It costs action. It costs attention. It costs shit is not tangible.
Okay,
So
I understand.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's complicated. It ain't easy. Pause. I don't even know if I should have paused that. It's not easy
It's
to.
cool. Safe pause.
Yeah, it's just you know what I mean.
Safe pause.
Yeah, it's just, but it's not easy to get though. Like, I don't know. That might be cap, but the
It's-
type of romantic
I was
love
about
is
to say you wildin'.
romantic love is different. That's what I'm
Alright.
talking about. Like,
Yeah.
it
What's
don't-
the
I love
difference
everybody.
between love and romantic love?
Romantic love, like
I'm
I love
talking
you,
about the
but I would
love
never
that
fuck
you-
you.
I'm
Huh?
talking about the love that you saying that people can get.
There's like it's an intimacy thing.
Yeah, like I love you, but I'm not fucking you. Like I would never.
I get it, but you was asking what it costs.
He's saying
No,
it's
I'm saying-
priceless because it's not tangible. So
Yeah.
when I say mine is free, it's like, all right, at
But I
some
think-
point in time, something is gained, tangible cost, whatever, some form of currency, maybe. But he's just saying like it's priceless. Like these are just.
But I also think that he's talking when he says free, he's talking about like just love in general.
yeah, just love in general.
Now, me too. I'm open and loving to everybody that be in my circle from day one. You got to fuck the love up. And I still might love you, but I'm going to love you from over here because I'm not fucking with you no more. But when it pertains to romantic love, I don't give a fuck how much money a woman spends on me. I don't give a fuck how much time we might spend together. I don't give a fuck how good you fuck me. None of that is going to...
I don't know about that last one.
None of that is gonna. It's not gonna make me love you. Like you can't make me love you if I don't. You can't make me fall in love with you if you're just not my type of person, or not the type of person that I would want to fall in love with. I don't understand why you're doing that.
I just don't agree with the last one. That's,
What? Fuck?
make love good.
Yeah, I
love you.
said fuck.
He said if you make love good, I
I
love
love
you.
you.
Ill nigga.
I love you.
Ill nigga. Until you get on his nerves and be like, she fuck real good, bro. But
All I need is a day or 3.
Away from you.
Yeah, you get off my nerves and then you get right back on me. Love you.
yeah, but, right, all right.
That's the toxicity
See?
shit he's
That's
talking
the same
about.
shit. His love is equated to how good people perform in the bedroom.
So that's what it costs for him.
Mm-hmm.
That's still free.
So what if you go out tricking
Huh?
and you spend some money on some pussy and you like, this
Going
the
out
most amazing.
tricking. Wait. Going out tricking.
This is a hypothetical situation. Let's say you go out and you go spend some money on some pussy and the pussy is the best pussy you ever had in your life. You mean to tell me you're going to fall in love with it?
The pussy, yeah.
So you're going
Love
to be
the
like,
shit out that
I love-
box.
I love you. That's
You
what
talking directly to the box? Yeah, I love you.
soul ties, bro.
Nah, I'm just fucking with you, bro.
But my thing is,
But that's a hard hypothetical for me because I'm not spending no money on the pussy. I'm sorry.
cap.
But like transaction like this is for the pussy?
Yeah.
Never have I ever.
You not paying, this is for the pussy.
That's what I just said. This is for the pussy.
But you know,
Cash App. This is for the pussy. None of that.
no, but
Never.
you know that like when I take you out on this date and we do these things and I spend this for, boy, if you go outside and spend $500 on a date,
Haven't never done that either.
you need to get out more. But
No, I don't.
you do.
I get enough pussy staying inside, and especially under
It's not
500.
about. It's not about the pussy. I'm talking about the experience, bro. I'm talking about experiencing certain shit. Like shit costs. Like you keep going to like $30 places, you don't get $30 experiences.
I get some great experiences, but you talking about paying for the pussy?
No,
and then
I'm
you
not, bro.
said $500.
I said you go out.
I can't relate to that. That's all I'm saying. I just can't relate to it. You said a number, and the topic is
you
paying
don't go
for
out
the
and pay $500.
Never.
That's cap.
When have I been out and spent $500 on a chick or with a chick?
Don't you go out and, I didn't say on a chick. I'm just saying like,
I
period.
thought that's what we was talking about. You was talking about if you go out.
If you go out to the club, right? If you go out to the club with your homeboys, right?
Right.
And you spend $1,000 on bottles,
Yeah, all right, buying the table and shit.
right? Buying a table, you spend $1,000 on bottles in a section, whatever the case may be, right?
Yeah.
and then you go and do that same thing the next day, and you just pay the $20 entry fee, do you have the same experience?
No, not necessarily. No.
Exactly. So that's what I mean by if you go out and you spend $50 on a date or $100 on a date, you're going to get a certain type of experience when you get home. If you go out and spend, not necessarily just spending a dollar amount, but you create a different experience that might cost that dollar amount, that experience is going to have her feeling a different type of way. But if you keep taking her to Outback and shit, like, she going to give you that same ass box. You don't even know what type of unlocking that box you could do when you...
I've had a different life and different experiences, bro.
You haven't done it yet, so you don't know.
I've gotten whatever that $500 or $1,000 tab situation.
You can't say that you've had it because you've never done it.
Okay.
You just said you've never done it.
So, no, all right. Let me just clarify, right?
And I
In
think
total, that bill probably cost that. However, I didn't spend that.
And that's... All right. All
Hey,
right.
if you get it, you get it. If you know, you know.
Does that mean... Never mind. Did you introduce her to the experience?
I did introduce them to that experience.
How much your love cost? Because now you sound like a whore, and it's not, and not a. You sound like the opposite side. You sound like the opposite side of the track.
I introduced them to an experience. A new place. Each other.
Now you're a tour guide.
Yeah.
Bro, you need to get your life in order.
You do too.
My life is in order.
All right.
My life is in shambles.
Exposure.
My life is in shambles. But all I'm saying is love shouldn't cost anything tangible. I think that people get love is a lot of things, but people get it mixed up. And sometimes it comes with experiences. Sometimes it comes with a trauma bond.
I think that.
Sometimes it comes through experience or through trauma bonds, through the fact that a nigga is buying them shit, through the fact that a woman is buying a nigga shit.
It's really hard for people to unlearn some shit, right? So, like you said, it comes from experiences or a trauma bond. That's something that's learned behavior from either something that they saw or they experienced. It might be difficult for them to unlearn that to apply what you deem is the appropriate way to go about loving somebody to that magnitude.
I mean, I'm not the authority.
Neither am I. But, I mean, you have a theory on, on what I'm saying, what love is. And we've had a conversation, and I asked you on camera, it was like, well, what was your examples? And you broke that down and explained that. So that's your theory.
That's true.
And it was a valid opinion, and those were your experiences, and nobody can invalidate that. So, yeah. But like I said, it's hard for people to unlearn, especially if they've never experienced it that.
I don't know, bro, because are they unlearning the love that they had before that may not have worked, but now they seeing everything. They seeing all this new shit that they see on the socials, and they trying to learn that. They trying to learn how to get a nigga to send you the bread before you go out on a date.
That's not unlearning. They might be just adapting to what societal norms are becoming based off of social media. They not.
Is it a
necessarily
societal norm for you as a Reggie to act like Za? Is it a societal norm for
a Reggie to
for
to act? Use that analogy again.
No. Is it a societal norm for what Jose Cuervo to act
Like Don.
like Clase Azul?
Clase Azul. Okay. Is it shit?
Like
Nah.
It is a norm.
It's not.
in Atlanta?
Who the
It's a
fuck is
norm.
who?
In Atlanta?
When the last time you seen a Jose Cuervo bottle go up in lights?
That's
The
not what he
norm
mean.
is
That's not what he mean. What he means is
Would you pay $150 for a Jose Cuervo? But Jose Cuervo is out here charging $150.
Touche.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you are Jose, just be Jose.
They don't know how to be Jose though.
They do. They've been Jose their whole life.
They don't want
They
to be
just
Jose.
are learning
They
that
want to be Claus.
what they did was they saw, you know, that motherfucker Claus Azul is charging niggas $150. That nigga ain't no better than me.
but
He he got a bail. You can't even see. You can't even see through this bottle. You don't even know what's in there for real. Like,
it's reusable bottle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know what
I
I'm
done seen
saying?
motherfuckers turn that shit to a vase.
me too. But see, you never seen nobody with no motherfucking Jose
Jose
Cuervo
Cuervo
vase. But you know, they out here acting like that. And don't get me wrong, I don't even want it to seem as if I'm saying that you got to look a certain way to act a certain way. Because I think even the women that look like Claus Azul inside, they be Jose Cuervo.
And Honduras.
And you want to know what the crazy part about it is? Women would sit back and tell you, you can't tell somebody their value, how they view themselves. It's how they view themselves. So,
And how
I
people
think
view you is how people view you. That's fine. It's okay. Bro, I understand that I'm not the best looking nigga on the planet. But I can be the most attractive nigga in the room. Almost anywhere. Also, I feel like that. You don't have to. It's about
the
me.
esteem of your motherfucking self.
Yeah, it's the esteem of your motherfucking self.
and that's why it's the norm for Jose's to act like.
Nah, but you can tell when it's genuine and when it's not.
Yeah.
You could tell when it's like, oh, you think.
So the thing about it is like with clothes, right? The name brand clothes that got this crazy ass tag on it. The clothes really be the fucking same. It's just the label. Now, when we talking about liquor, tequilas, Jose Cuervo and Claus Azul, they taste totally different. The quality
I
of
don't know if I like where you're going with this.
the quality of
But you can get some. You can get a.
gives them what?
You can get a Jose.
You don't even drink tequila, so I don't know if
What
I
I'm
want
saying
to
to you is, you can get a Jose Cuervo that tastes better than a Claus Azul.
You don't get what he said. You can find you.
Oh, this nigga went over this nigga head. Pause. You can get you
A 5.
Jose
a 6.
Cuervo
He's saying you could get you
bottle.
a 6.
get you a 6.
that's
That's
full
better
of
than
Claus
a 10.
Azul.
Then better than a 10 or a 9. That's what he's saying.
6 a little low for my scale.
Well,
You talking about before you get drunk?
Yes.
that is crazy. That's crazy work. That's crazy work.
You got the nerve.
I don't have no nerve. I was
He
talking
didn't
about
say
that's
that.
crazy work that what y'all talk about. Like, don't put me.
All
in
I'm
that.
saying is, one, the overarching theme is love shouldn't be paid
shouldn't
for.
be paid
It shouldn't
for.
be. It shouldn't be for sale. And if it is for sale, it can't be real. It can't be real love if I gotta buy it. Now,
All right, so okay, it can't be real love if you gotta buy it. But for someone that you love, you would naturally do things that could essentially cost you some money.
true. Now this is the thing.
So is it like a
I do
genuine
think
thing?
that the interaction can start from. I hate to say it. I don't even like to say it. Like it can't. It can start from you paying for something for somebody, but then I think in your mind you're always gonna think in the back of your mind like, yo, what is she here for? Or if it's vice versa, yo, what is he here for? Is he here for the fact that I have, like, she's asking herself, is he here for the fact that I got my shit together and this and that, blah, 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 which you should definitely have your shit together. and that may be a part of you that's attractive. And having money might be something that's attractive to women.
Because it helps you. It solidifies that you may have your shit together in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. But are we really looking like at the person, or are we looking at the shit?
Well, you're looking at the stuff first before the person. Same way, I personally feel like you have to be attracted to somebody before you approach them. So you are always looking from the outside in.
Yeah.
So like, all right, this person is attractive. What's next? This person might got their shit together. What's next? Then I get to the depths of this person internally, et cetera, et cetera. Like who they are and how they are as a person and how that works with me, and vice versa. It's definitely levels and layers to even loving somebody to the magnitude or to the authenticity that you speak of.
Facts. But is it acceptable for love to be for sale like this? Have we ever seen it like this? As long as we've lived as niggas, as long as we've been out here, has it ever looked like this before?
Out here?
No, in general. In general.
I think it's...
Have you ever seen it look like this?
Promoted.
No.
I think it's highlighted.
It hasn't been like this. Back in the day, you could have, you could have been funny, you could have been ugly, you could
be all those things now.
I'm saying,
I'm about to say
and
that.
you can get some of the baddest women, and they wouldn't worry about your money. Nowadays, it's just like you could be all these things and have a bunch of money, and then that's all they want.
I
And
don't know if I agree with that. How far back we talking? Because like we talking about our like grandparents era, it really was a matter of providing and role playing essentially. You know what I'm saying? Like the grandfather would go out, be the breadwinner to take care of the household. The grandmother would stay home, take care of the kids or home duties.
Shit, both my grandmothers had jobs.
I mean, both my grandmothers did too, but I'm just saying like in that time, that was more of the
All three of my
foundation
grandmothers.
and the basis of the relationships.
a
type
lot of
shit.
people had babies just to have babies, and I mean that happens these days. But
I think what you're talking about,
it's
I
just
think
like
what you were hinting at was the fact that the dope boys still got the girls back in the day, right?
or niggas,
I
or
mean, I ain't
people
gonna-
with money
okay,
still
so
got.
Dope Boys was my. You older than me, but Dope Boys was my dad's era, and then my grandfather's era. Two totally different eras. I'm talking about my grandfather and my grandmother. Now my dad's era.
I mean, they got women too, but people
got
that
more-
did
Niggas
not.
with money
multiple.
always got women.
But
That's
people
a-
that didn't have that type of money still got women too, though. It wasn't on some.
The regular
But the thing
nigga
of-
still
so-
got his shit off.
You
Yeah.
saying that type of money, like
Niggas that was dope boys
Dope
wasn't.
boy money.
Let's get that together. Niggas that were dope boys were not fucking rich. Let's dispel.
I'm
that.
talking about dope boy money, though. You know what I'm saying?
hood rich shit.
Hood rich shit is
Whatever car you want, whatever jewelry, whatever clothes.
not really. So it's faster money, right? But if you look at it the way you're supposed to look at it, if that nigga can't tell you how much money he made in that year. And I'm not talking about
Because as fast as he got it, he spent it.
exactly.
Yeah.
But also there's no structure in that money. So like that nigga can't tell you he made $100,000 this year. The nigga that go to work could, and you saw it. Now you might have had a better time, and I think that's what I was trying to dispel. When the dope boy got the bread, or looks as if he has the bread, but you have a better time with the dope boy, and that's why the women like the dope boy.
But that's why I went further, era further back, like the grandparents' era. These motherfuckers was working in the factories or whatever the occupation was in that time, and they
But
had
that-
their
You got to understand that was
they had
part.
their wives, and they were a union. They were in love. They raised the kids that became the dope boys.
That was
It's a different-
partnership. That was partnership. These days, it's not a partnership. It's pay me and I'ma just look good, or
It's a love for hire.
yeah. It's not a partnership these days. That's different.
I'm with you on that. I understand exactly what you're saying. I'm just talking about the different of the eras of when these things started. To
So what I'm
transition.
saying, it is different.
You was
Essentially-
saying like just regular money or money in that time. He used the dope boy. I was emphasizing an era before all of that. Like, yeah, my grandfather may have had his own business, right? But he wasn't super duper rich. Cause the money part is that shit is just the monetary. Like, it's just
What I'm saying is,
bullshit.
he
Like, it's
asked,
money.
was it different? So I'm saying, in all, yes, it is different because
I was saying
of the
that too.
different
But I was just speaking
aspects.
of a different era.
Uh-huh.
It is
Maybe
different.
I think the accessibility. Now you have access to people everywhere, regardless of where they are. You have people everywhere. So back then, you had access to the people who were in your vicinity, and that's it. Which alludes to maybe a more authentic version of love, because you don't have the options that you think you have. And I think that social media and all the things that create access, all it does is really makes you delusional as to what you can attain sometimes. Like,
Sometimes.
yeah, sometimes. And I don't know, but I'm speculating. But I think that
Makes sense.
the shit is still the same, though. I still think the funny nigga could still get a, like, make a...
Why you pointed at that nigga?
Nah, because he said something about you could be funny. I still think
You could
the
get her,
funny...
but could you maintain a bad? A lot of these bad women want you to maintain them with money. It's easy to get them, but could you maintain them?
It depends on what their values are.
Yeah, 'cause
Facts.
you shouldn't need money to maintain them based upon their value.
So how the
but-
fuck do we change because it's all men right now. How the fuck do we as men turn this back around?
Well, we can't do it for the entire generation. We can't do it for everybody.
One
Everybody
one
can't
person
go.
at a time.
I'm just saying, like, everybody can't go.
Yeah, some niggas don't need to go.
There gotta
women
be
ain't gonna
winners
make
and
it.
losers. I
Some
get you.
women ain't gonna make it.
Definitely has to be winners and losers, but there was always winners and losers.
A lot of women not gonna make it because, again, I go back to saying, like, you have to unlearn. And if you've already programmed in your mind that this is what the society norm is, or you think because you watch this on social media for 3 hours on all platforms that
This is life.
yeah, then shorty, you're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it with me.
I do think
And
that
I'm only gonna speak for myself on that. You're not gonna make it with me.
I think that
I got my women. I love y'all.
my I got my women is crazy. But
I do.
for me, I think that the change in the construct of society and love the way it is right now changes with us men. We have to reverse the way that we have low-key turned our women, the women of our culture, into sexual beings and just that. And one, I feel like we appreciate the money and the hustle sometimes more than we appreciate the relationship. But I think the construct of right now, the woman is celebrating the money that you have just as much as you are.
Are you talking
So
about
to keep
personally?
her-
Like, we celebrate the money.
Yeah, we
Okay.
look at it like,
I
yo,
thought you were saying
I gotta
like-
get up and go get this money.
Yeah, okay.
I gotta
you.
get up and go get this money because I want to become better for myself or become better for my family. I want to break generational curses. I want to do this. I want to do that. And sometimes, a lot of times, we might ignore the things that we see in the women that we love, and then we give more attention to the sexualization of other women.
I can see that being a real thing.
Like,
I've definitely experienced that personally, but then I also had the realization that the shit that I thought was the most important in regards to that space or that union with that woman, I had to refocus, relearn, and apply.
I mean, all women ain't necessarily I'm not gonna say that all women are worth it, but they might not be worth it to you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So like every woman is worth their person. They just might not have found their person yet.
The thing is,
And the same thing go for every man.
with it's a difference between men and women of how we are brought up in the aspect of the dream chasing aspect. It's not a lot of women that go for their dreams, and if they do go for their dreams, it's like regular jobs a lot of the times. With men, we have a lot of unreal expectations of being a ball player or being. It's a lot of people that want to be a professional
Podcaster.
anything. So with that being said, we don't become a professional carpenter or plumber or all these jobs that are really needed. We don't go into that until later on in life. So with that being said, these women make more money than a lot of men. They do a lot of these things. So they
I don't know. I know
kinda
what you're talking about.
Yeah, I kind
but
of get where you're going. I had this conversation probably like a week ago. I don't recall who it was with, but realistically, it's a lot of occupations out here that, as kids,
not being.
we never knew that those were even jobs to obtain for stability, like financial stability. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't really get taught about being things like a plumber until you reach your later years in high school, and then you take a VOTEC class. And a lot of schools back at home, at home didn't really have VOTEC programs. You know
who
what I'm
the
saying?
fuck
Like
want to be a
masonry.
plumber?
I'm just
Plumbers get
saying.
money.
I know, but who the fuck want to
Not
do
just
that?
a plumber. I'm just saying. Period. We don't have those stable jobs.
Okay,
We're
outside
not
of
looking
being a
to
plumber,
get.
right?
We're not looking
if
to
you just
get
had a
stable
job
jobs.
that the title was an operations manager of whatever field, you don't really learn about operations managers when you coming up.
All right, let's bring it back, because I think what he was saying is women have more realistic goals, and niggas that are certain niggas that are chasing something else have unrealistic quote unquote goals.
Of being a
I
ball
don't
player or some
necessarily
shit.
agree with the fact that it being unrealistic, because the only person that makes it unrealistic is you. Because
yeah,
you
your
never
work ethic, yeah.
you never lose until you quit. Because if you stop, you never gonna make it. But if you don't stop, you never know whether you're gonna make it or not.
And sports is kind of different though from being an entertainer.
That's
But I
cap
get what you're
because
saying.
that's cap because Lethal Shooter is no longer in the league, but he didn't make it to stardom from being in the league, but he's still considered a professional basketball player. Niggas just need to open their minds and think about the different. It doesn't just have to be the
avenues.
NBA.
Yeah.
It can be.
That's alluding to what
Something
I was
else.
saying. Like, we necessarily didn't know that you had other avenues to be that professional or make it to that tax bracket.
But I also want to touch on what he was saying. I think a lot of times women's goals have to do with
Being
the
independent.
things that are family oriented. So the women have the goal of getting married and having kids. Now, men, I believe they do have those goals, but those goals are secondary.
yeah, they're not primary.
I don't
Like-
agree. I don't agree with that. Their goals. I agree with them wanting to be stable.
That's the
their
thing, though.
goals.
That's a
not
part-
not married, because a lot of women put their careers over their relationships.
I bet you those are not the women that are the stable, quote unquote, the women that are just stable.
And a lot of the women,
The
a
women-
lot of the corporate women that I know, they would rather be married in
How old are they?
mid-30s.
Okay, that's after they already obtained everything that they wanted to obtain.
But I think every woman fantasizes about their wedding day. Niggas don't. So that being one of their primary goals means they put a lot more weight on that than men do. And our goal is, yo, I need to get to $1 million. I need to get to 250,000. I need to get to 500K. And that comes first, and then to us, oh yeah, when I'm established, that's when I start my family. Women are like, nah. And I think that we have to, in order to bring this shit and shift this shit back, we all have to compromise.
Elaborate.
That's what I was saying. We got to go back to trying to be stable instead of dream chasing.
Cap, I think that we have to have open communication, a line of open communication between the both parties to say, yo, this is what I'm trying to do. This is what you're trying to do. How do we fit together and make this shit work and last? As opposed to just getting into the situations. We're getting into the situations because we love each other. And I'm not even going to put air quotes. We fall in love with each other before we have the conversations about what we want to do. So we can fall in love with, but not fall in line. And we won't be aligned. And we're trying to make the love thing work. But we can't make the love thing work because we're not aligned. Like, what we want to do doesn't make sense for each other. And that's how we get in a space of, I keep bringing this song up, I'd rather live in his world than to live without him in mine. Because she was willing to say, yo, I'm okay living in his world. Very rarely will you get
When
a nigga.
did that record come out? What year did that record come out?
In the 70s?
In the 70s?
Yeah.
All right. If you know, how old was she?
I don't know. I have no clue.
In today's society, right?
I still feel like women feel like that. But
You do?
yes, they do.
I disagree with that.
It's just the fact that the niggas' world that they're trying to live in
Don't point at me.
might be outside of their reach. So, like, a woman that wants to live in a rapper's world or a rich nigga world, but she won't sacrifice her world to live in the regular nigga world. So we come up with these temporary or these relationships that don't really make it because nobody's willing to compromise, and both of y'all are on the same playing field, and you're not gonna compromise with her if both of y'all making $50,000, and she has the opportunity to make $100,000, but she got to go and do something, not do something strange, but like she got to go somewhere else, and your life is here, but she has the ability to double her salary. You still make $50,000, and you have the uncertainty of whether you're going to be able to
Get to that.
whether you're going to be able to make $50,000 wherever the fuck she's going.
Okay.
But y'all already was making $100,000. She about to make $100,000 by herself. Whatever the fuck you got to do to go over here, even if you make even if you make $30,000, wherever the fuck she going, y'all make $130,000 now as
I was
opposed
only
to
making 100.
right. But
Yeah.
then that power shift.
But that goes back to women saying that you're not a provider at that point, and we don't want that. So.
And that's the thing. It's about the communication within that. Because I'm pretty sure if the woman has the ability to go and double her salary somewhere, she knows what the fuck you make. But as opposed to having a conversation like, yo, I still want you to be a provider, and I'm going to support you until you get to whatever dollar amount. And then y'all come up with a plan. But niggas don't do that. Niggas be like,
But shit, women might not do that either. Because I'm still gonna support you till you get to that dollar amount. That means like I'm pouring the positivity into you. I know that you have the potential to get here. We're just gonna have to take this hit. Now, men might not have, you know what I'm saying? Like, it might be
that
pride,
Mm-hmm.
ego, insecurity. Is like, God damn, she really holding all the weight, and I gotta go over here and figure it the fuck out. But then also, some women don't have the patience. They may say it, they don't have the patience to actually wait it out.
So,
You can't put a time on that. You can't be like, in a year, I expect you to be able to A, B, C, and X, Y, Z.
But it's also about you being able to live in her world.
Don't point at me.
No, and anybody.
I'm just fucking with you.
Nah, but anybody. Like, I'm saying that a man, like let's say the same situation, but it's on the man's side. Yo, I'm gonna make this amount of money here. We make this amount of money here. The woman, more than likely, she's gonna live in your world.
Yeah, she gonna up and move.
So it's about having an agreement, basically.
It's about communication,
communication.
but I think it's also about us pouring into each other. I don't feel like niggas. I feel like we don't have enough of these conversations with each other to feel like it's okay to pour into each other as men, but also
Pause.
big pause. But also pour into our women. Figuratively, not literally.
Figuratively and literally.
I mean, niggas always be pouring into the women. But we don't. It's crazy how the construct of everything now is like the men will take a woman that's broke because you're supposed to be stable, right? I don't know. I think the dynamic of our mindset is crazy, and I think the only way for us to reverse it is for us to really pay attention to each other. Pay attention to each other, but just don't pay attention and just hoard the information that you're getting.
Share the information.
Share it with the person that you fucking with, like, and also like, dog.
When's the last time you've done that? Like,
I do that all the
practice
time.
what you preach.
I do that all the time.
Okay.
But I pour into people anyway, like, most times to my detriment. But that's why my name is Love. And that shit hurt. Not like physically hurt, but when the shit don't work and you pour, like, just imagine just pouring out of like
it's a high
what
level of
everybody
disappointment.
else would think is a limitless cup.
Yeah.
And when you empty, ain't nobody
refilling.
nobody's refilling. And I'm gonna tell the truth. Sometimes it's because, dog, don't nobody know you empty. You've been
Now now that goes back to the communication. That goes back to the communication part though. If you're not communicating with people that you are tapped out, then
that's true. And that's how we get to the record of the night. That's exactly how we get to the lack of communication, the lack of attentiveness that we have in like black relationships, or not even just in our culture's relationships, because I don't just want to limit it to black people, but
it's black love though.
it is.
And it matters.
Definitely does.
Make sure you shop. Get that merch.
But I think that's how we end up ruining each other for everybody else. So tonight's record is Ruin by Usher. It was just on the new album. And I think that the reason that we started off with is Love for Sale or Love for Hire, whatever the fuck we want to call it, because of this record. And I feel like when people fall in love under false pretenses, it puts you in a place where you're vulnerable to become ruined by the person that, like, the person that's in it for real can be ruined by the person that's in it under false pretenses. And the first line of Usher's record is, I want to quote it verbatim.
You broke me and took your time with it.
You broke me and took your time with it. That's like torture.
Facts.
Like legit, like love torture. It's people out here that's crazy. Like, broke me and took your time with it is like, you had no intentions on making this what I wanted it to be.
Real.
I wouldn't even say real. I would just say, because it could be, oh, am I able to speak freely?
I wasn't.
Go ahead.
I say real. Go ahead.
I don't think that O is ruined, right? But I think that O has been in situations where he knows that he's an entertainer, and the person that he's with knows that he's an entertainer. And with him being an entertainer, it constantly caused friction in his situations. But at the same time, he was invested. So like me considering you while being an entertainer is stopping me from being the best entertainer that I can be.
Yeah, because I'm definitely prioritizing you, us, and this. Yeah, I can see that.
And if I am doing the best job, or if I am living in a moment of entertainment that is pure and free, then you feel like you're not considered. And then you leave that situation, and the next situation you go into, you're probably not going to take, you're not going to take it serious, or I don't know, you speak to it.
You just put standards and that you lay down a law in the beginning. You say, I'm not going to do this and I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to compromise my situation. So the things that you did for one person, you're not going to do for the next. And essentially, that's not ruining, but it's like I'm not
hindering.
compromising
You
this shit
hindering
either,
a little bit.
because I already tried that.
But see, when you go into the next situation, like, if you go into the next situation with your chest poked out, like, yo, I'm an entertainer, this is what the fuck I do, so I'm not going to put you over my passion or my goal, it automatically puts that person on defense.
Yeah,
like,
because you come in super
like who
aggressive.
the fuck ever said, like, it's like, who
Yeah.
the fuck ever said that I didn't want you to
Succeed
be the
with
best
your dreams
at
and whatever.
like, you know what I'm saying? Who said that I was overbearing? Who said that I was going to be the person?
So that's what we were saying about things like just people's experience, and they move off their experiences. We alluded to that early in the conversation. It's like, all right, I'm gonna take this previous situation, I'm gonna bring it into this situation, essentially based off the title of the song. Like you may not be ruined, but there's damage.
You could tell your expectations, though. People put their expectations, so why not?
I mean, it's all about, everything is about how you do it. It's not really what you do, it's how you do it. But let's go back to the
You can
lyrics.
communicate. You can communicate and just let somebody know, like, yo, I've done this before. This is really not what I'm trying to sign up for. Again, communicate that with this person instead of just being on the defense or being aggressive. But go ahead.
So you broke me and took your time with it. You gave me all these memories that I regret. All I can do is congratulate, because you ruined me for everybody.
That's terrible.
Yeah, like,
That's nothing to congratulate, but that's real. It's nothing to congratulate, but that's
so
real.
I think in the context of what he's saying is, all I can do is congratulate you because you were successful in whatever your mission was. And you ruined me for everybody, because maybe, just me speculating on what the song is about, if I can't have you, like, the type of person is, if I can't have you, nobody will.
Yeah.
Or, like, you're not going to be the type of person that, like, you'll never be the version of you that you were when you were with me.
So I'm going to ask you guys
congratulate.
this. Do y'all let heartbreak change how you love the next person, or make you have higher walls up,
Guard or something
a
like that.
higher guard up?
Me, no.
Me now, no. But
Before?
talk
About your experience.
And that nigga was like, I'm not gonna be the only nigga talk about my experience on this motherfucker.
Nah, I want him to tell,
talk
because
about your experience.
I want to know.
Like, I don't know what that button means.
I want to know about.
No. I ain't worried about it at all. I often state that I used to be extremely emotionally ignorant. So I was moving based off of how I was feeling without really understanding what love was, how to love. And I would just let everything either bother me or hinder me, and then that shit kind of came out in other situations or relationships. But as I've grown a little more, it's like, all right, I'm not about to let something that occurred in the previous relationship or situation hinder something with somebody new, because I'm starting to look at it from a different perspective where it's not necessarily a loss, it's just a lesson.
Me personally, I only know one way to love. So like, and it can't be hindered by heartbreak. It can't be hindered by heartbreak because I feel like heartbreak is inevitable. I dealt with so much heartbreak that don't have anything that didn't have anything to do with like romantic love that I'm just not afraid of heartbreak. Like I'm not tripping off of it. It's not like I'm not tripping off of it like it don't hurt. It might hurt, but we're gonna get through it. But I want to give everybody the correct opportunity to get the best version of me. So
you are, bro. I'm gonna just give you your motherfucking kudos and flowers. Now you are definitely rare and anomaly in that aspect, especially in this era, this generation, and just being outside and being available to the people. Like we go outside, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we meet a lot of motherfucking people, and you definitely maintain the same energy with everybody. Not necessarily like in a romantic way, but you definitely. You are one of the individuals that I've been around who's like, all right, I'm learning this, that, and the third. It's not a loss, it's a lesson type shit. So the experience that I was just speaking to and how I move now, I do apply or accolade you for, you know what I'm saying, just showing just that unconditional love. Because what I've learned about you, yeah, nigga, you definitely experienced some shit that I couldn't even think or imagine to fathom being my reality, and you still move how you move. You know what I'm saying? So that shit is solid.
I mean,
and that's facts that you just stated that you give that shit.
I appreciate that. I receive it. I appreciate that. But trauma or heartbreak in certain ways condition you to be unconditional. So if you've never had to be unconditional, if you've never been conditioned to do that, just like I'm not conditioned to go to the gym. Like, you know what I'm saying? I could be great at loving people, but I'm not conditioned for everything.
Run no
you know what I'm saying? Exactly. But going through certain shit early conditions you to be able to move through things later on.
So I'm conditioned to have conditions because depending on how much I like you is how I'ma love you. Depending on how I like you is how I'ma love you. Or how I'ma treat you. Because certain people could get certain emotions out of me and certain people not going to get those emotions out of me. It's
that's everybody, bro.
You're not getting what I'm saying, though. Like, I'm not going to give everybody the same love because of heartbreak, because of the traumas that I had.
So so you just choose who you give a certain level of love?
Yep. That nigga said, yup, and looked at you like,
and what?
Yeah, nigga, I said what I said.
I
think that
all right. One thing we've been saying all night though is communication, right? And
hold on, I think we got to get back to the record. We got to, we can finish out the record and then we can
get to
finish.
Got you.
Yeah. So after You Ruin Me for Everybody is wake up in the morning, a different girl be on my line.
He lit.
Constantly be calling. Every day I still decline. See, this is exactly what you did. You ruined me for everybody.
His life is lit right now.
Yeah, but it's not because
he's still
I'm still declining because I don't want nobody else.
Yeah. He's still lit.
He don't want to be lit in that way. He just want.
It's hard to find love when you lit.
He lit.
Out now on all streaming platforms.
It's hard to find love when you lit, like on all streaming platforms right now.
Who the fuck is love?
But definitely, it's a difference between what everybody is. A difference between everybody's perception of you and your perception of yourself. Because I could be lit, and shit could look like, oh yeah, different girls calling and all this other type of shit. All that shit could be cool, but I could be empty inside. So what it looks like, you might, niggas be looking at people be looking at people and being like, oh yeah,
they got shit.
They got rich people problems. Like, I don't give a fuck about whether you rich or poor or middle class. Problems are problems. Yeah. And at the end of the day, We are human. And the problems affect humans in different ways.
Yeah, but it still has an effect.
Exactly. It definitely has an effect. So if a motherfucker is telling you their mental is fucked up and you see, like, no diss, Tyrese, but we've seen you break down on the internet. Like, and niggas will laugh at that and look at it and be like, that's rich nigga problems. No. That woman really
It's
ruined
real
him
problems.
for everybody.
Yeah.
His new girl, I think, just left because she said that he's constantly replaying his marriage
Shit.
and recording music about that relationship when he's in a new relationship. This is like, I really feel like Tyrese.
That's how he make his content, though. Everybody uses their experiences to make their.
Yeah,
you
but
know.
bro, just imagine being in a relationship with a woman that constantly throws the fact that her marriage didn't work out there, and that's like, you're supporting. How long are you gonna support that before you say this person is ruining you for everybody else?
After that check come through.
I was say, like, for
It's
Ocean
not
as
for
an-
sale.
For Ocean as an entertainer, he may just be looking at it from a space where, like, I'm just drawing more content, more entertainment from this. But from your standpoint, it's like, we not, fuck the content, fuck the entertainment. Like, this is our relationship. And
This is real.
Yeah, like, and this is really affecting
Yeah,
me.
content is content, but I think that the fact of the matter is Tyrese's content is real, and it comes from his past, and it comes from a space of unhealed, a space of an unhealed relationship, or an unhealed man that's coming from a relationship that he hasn't healed from, but he's trying to move.
And if you still creating content in that manner, that means you are still there in some way,
That could
shape,
be
or form.
therapeutic for him, though. That could be something that
Dog,
helps him
you're
cope.
You're
not
not healing. If this
Help him
therapeutic,
heal. That
one
can help
thing,
him
but you're
heal.
not healing.
he might be
That can help
healing,
him heal
but he's
from,
not healed
from
yet.
releasing it.
He might be healing, but he might not be healed yet. But who wants to be the person?
Yeah, the person that's not the creator, that's not the artist, that's not the entertainer.
Well, if you
gotta
love me,
sit-
me
That's
enough,
hard.
you're gonna be
Dog,
there
if
to pick up the pieces.
dog, pick up the pieces, my ass. If you were with a woman and she was a singer, and every song that she wrote, or every song that people wrote for her, was saying shit like, I don't think you ever loved me like you said you did. And he's not talking about you. Nor is he ever talking about how you're helping him heal.
Yeah.
Every song is about him or her and the person that she was with before you.
And the pain.
Bro,
that
you
that
gonna
re-
get
that-
tired of that
the
shit.
pain of that relationship.
After how
caused.
long? How long has he been with her? It hasn't been that long.
Bro, he been with her for like a couple years.
He hasn't released no music though. He's trying to get that.
That's
together.
lies, bro. He just-
Even if he ain't released it, if she's with him, she's hearing it.
She need a new hobby.
hey,
Like, this nigga, he entertainment.
hurt people.
Facts.
I just want you to know that.
I'm not hurt at all.
Hurt
She just
people,
need
hurt
to-
people.
She just need to move on and let this nigga make that music, man.
You gonna be an entertainer by any means necessary, huh?
So
Ain't no woman.
Yeah.
he said his
He's
bye-bye.
ruined.
Yeah. He says bye-bye, good riddance for the last time. You can say try. You can say try. Maybe get it right next time. Different timeline. Maybe then you could be mine. You ruin me for everybody. That still sounds like you willing to try.
Try again. Yeah.
and
Yeah,
try,
like
try.
you ain't out of it yet.
And then try.
Yeah, try.
Well, maybe
try.
next time.
Maybe
even
next time it'll
in
be.
another
Maybe
lifetime.
next time you
In
could.
another lifetime.
Maybe then you could be mine.
Yeah, we start talking about another lifetime.
Yeah, like
You ain't going nowhere.
I think that
You ain't going nowhere.
the most powerful line on here is the first line. Like, you broke me and took your time with it. It almost
Traumatizing.
sounds deliberate, and it's
Like
like
you said, it's torture. That's
yeah,
torture
it's
for sure.
it's deliberate. It's like you did this shit on purpose. And I do think people hear me out. I do
That's
think
the point that I
people
was- let me get back to the point I was trying to
accidentally do things on which can be perceived to the other person as on
As on
purpose.
purpose.
Just like I said, I don't think Tyrese is purposely throwing this shit in this girl's face.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he's going through something. She met him in a healing space or in a space where he needed to heal, and she was there to help him, but her help ran out. Like the amount of time that I'm willing to invest in helping you has run out, especially when I'm constantly greeted with the fact that you love this person so much.
All right, couple things. Do you feel like it's possible to love more than one person at the same time?
Absolutely.
Okay. So he may have been loving that woman and still loving his ex-wife, but his expressions as far as his entertainment was to his ex-wife. That doesn't necessarily mean he didn't
See the
love
difference,
that woman.
the difference about entertainment as a singer songwriter and like an entertainer, like an actor. You become a method actor, and you are in that you're in that space in that
role,
time.
yeah.
But once that role is over, you're out of it.
Yeah.
When you're dealing with your actual feelings and your actual like situations as a singer or a songwriter, those songs last forever. That movie lasts forever as well. But the difference is you're playing a character. You're not being yourself. So one,
It's
the
more
time
vulnerability in the music than it is a movie.
there's more vulnerability in the music than it is the movie for the performer.
Right.
But also there's a lot of time that goes into creating that song or that album, right? So that time, the person is there, and they're witnessing this throughout that time.
Right.
If it takes you 2 years or a year to create an album about something that happened in your past, it could be triggering for people.
Absolutely. And, okay, so the next point that my bad.
Go ahead.
The next point the point that I was trying to bring up earlier, we've been using the term communication a lot. How much weight do we put on comprehension? Because I feel like comprehension is more important than communication.
They're equally important, because just as much as you need to be able to communicate, the person has to understand what you're trying to communicate. So the better you are at communicating, the better the person should be at comprehending.
Thank you.
But your level of comprehension as the communicator has to be high in terms of the person that you're communicating with. So if I know that the only way I'm gonna be able to get through to O is if I yell at him, right? If I keep trying to like tell O, yo, I need you to do better, like, you know what I'm saying? And O is just not receptive to that, and I know O is not receptive to it. But if I tell O, like, yo, you're a piece of shit, you did this, you did that, you did that, it could sound like, from the outside looking in, it could seem toxic. But if I said that to O and O performed differently, or his comprehension level grew, not even grew, but he was able to comprehend it in that language versus based on whatever trauma he had and however he had to comprehend shit from his parents before. And I'm not saying O for real. Like, this is just a hypothetical
Example.
Yeah. But if you don't know how the person receives things best, you can try to communicate all you want. People just might not be receptive to it.
That's where it got to be.
Like,
got it.
so if I know that O listens to you, but he don't listen to me, or if I know that Million listens to O and he don't listen to me, I will go to O and be like, yo, I need you to let Million know that this is what's happening, because I know that you will better receive it from that person. So like, comprehension and communication is important, but if you're going to call yourself the communicator, you have to have an understanding of how that person receives information best.
Go to them next lines. Them next lines like that.
Read them out, bro.
Yeah, what is that? What's the one you talking about? I be learning that
Tricks when you put upon me.
Never mind. Don't even worry about it. You ruined it for everybody.
Yo. I be learning tricks when you put them on me, because back then I was very, very lonely, I still am. I'm just trying to find peace every day. My heart is on holiday. Still gives me sleepless nights. Sometimes I wonder how it happened. All of a sudden, you are all with me forever.
You ruined me for everybody.
Oh, no, you didn't.
It happened all of a sudden. You ruined me for everybody. Maybe we on a different site.
Nah, I'm on Genius.
I'm not on Genius.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Genius do be getting shit wrong.
Yeah, this shit say Babylon tricks.
What?
This say Babylon tricks. Where you put it on me?
Yeah, I'm not seeing that.
Yeah. Hey, Genius.com got some different lyrics. Genius.com got I be learning tricks when you put it on me.
See, he thought I was all wrong.
Nah, you just was reading slow.
Nah.
This shit say
Because
Babylon
I was
tricks.
trying to remember it. I wasn't even at the
Oh,
lyrics
boy.
yet.
Bro, I understand what you're saying. I see that, bro. I'm telling you.
This don't say Babylon.
I know. I'm telling you. This website says Babylon.
No, I said
tricks.
we on different
Yeah.
sites. I said Genius might be getting shit wrong.
Genius might be
Genius.com.
getting it right.
Oh, okay.
The
Genius might
Genius
be
is
getting it right.
probably the most reliable, but
All right, well, you probably need to start using Genius. then.
probably.
Yeah, take that phone.
Nah, you already said it.
He said back then I was lonely.
Yeah, I be learning tricks when you put it on me, because back then I was very lonely. I still am. I'm just trying to find peace every day. My heart is on holiday. And then still gives me sleepless nights. Sometimes I wonder how it happened all of a sudden. You are all with me every day.
Bye-bye.
So who's it? It's Usher and Fields.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's Fields. I think that's
yeah.
Fields. but
Yeah, that's Fields' spot right there.
I don't even want to decode that because I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. But the
Yeah.
overarching situation of this, I think that it's another situation where a nigga can't let go of something that he probably or a person can't let it go of some shit that they probably should let go of. And
Yeah, Fields sound like he can't let it go because it feels good.
that's the shit you was talking about earlier.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'll decode it.
Yeah. Either one of y'all feel like y'all ever been ruined before?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Why you make that face? Yes.
Nah, but I do think that I'm gonna be transparent and honest. I do feel like I may have ruined people before. I ruined people for.
You have.
I almost called you out your name. But I do think I have this thing, right? I do want to communicate, but I don't want to overly be intentional to the point where we're bored of each other. So when women are, I think pressure either bursts pipes
Or makes diamonds.
or makes diamonds, right? And I think that if pressure is applied too early, it's gonna burst a pipe. It's not gonna make a diamond in terms of relationships.
Okay.
I think that
All right. So wait, let me just ask, right?
Go ahead.
If pressure is applied too early, it's gonna burst the pipe. If you're not built, if you're not built to be a mine to like build a diamond or put the pressure to have a diamond, how long are you willing to wait to find out if the essential tools for this person or this relationship to be a diamond?
so. What I mean by that is,
Because I know it's a hypothetical and it's just a saying, but some things are very literal.
what I
I
mean
ain't
by
got time
that
to
is,
waste like that.
what I mean by that
Don't
is,
waste my time.
It's not out yet, but
I know.
what I mean by that is, if you apply pressure too early, it's gonna hurt the situation more than it's gonna help.
That's for you.
No, that's for women as well. If you apply pressure too early and she's not ready to fuck you, and you applying so much pressure, it's gonna burst the pipe before it creates.
You think women? You think men the only ones that can apply pressure?
No, I think that women. I just use that as a general analogy because of the fact that niggas be freak bulls, but women apply pressure
Freak
about.
girls.
I'm talking.
Relationships.
women apply pressure about relationships, marriage, kids, so forth and so on.
Providing.
Exactly. So if you're applying that pressure so early, and a nigga might not be ready for might not be ready for those things, or might not be ready for those things with you. It's gonna ruin the situation, for lack of a better term. Now, if you are not seductive, but you are applying pressure because you want some pussy, but you don't know how to be seductive, you are gonna ruin it for everybody. Like, you're gonna ruin it for everybody. So a lot of times I like to enjoy situations in the natural state, because if we can just be, then we can just be. But if we're not able to just be, that pressure is definitely gonna, like, if we were able to just be, and you started to apply pressure, like, after we were good at being, right?
Good at being.
If we were like being and like we were comfortable in this like a situation, it's like, all right, now I'm ready to push this a little forward, a little more forward. Then maybe it will be okay. But if we get to the first level of B, and you're like, now let's be this, now let's be that, it's a turnoff. I'm sorry. Like, I like to be intentional, but I don't like to be intentionally intentional. I like to be naturally and organically
I hope
intentional.
y'all listening.
Who?
The people.
This
The-
nigga's
no one
scorned.
He is.
This nigga's a scorned man.
I'm not scoring. I'm giving advice to people that are listening.
You didn't even give the advice.
You're not
I heard him.
You're not
I
getting
know.
what I'm saying.
I'd heard what you said.
I heard him.
Well, fuck you.
You said you was being transparent. He just want people to listen in.
I just want them to listen
He's a hater.
because
YouTube viewership. Look, this shit gonna
I'm not
spike.
gonna say nothing.
That spot
Okay.
gonna spike.
I don't care. Yes, listen. Don't be intentionally intentional with me. Just be.
So
Let's
that they
just
can
be. Baby, let's just be.
for a long
Hey, bro, you
fucking
know what?
time.
Ain't
I'ma
gonna be
take
no
this
running
time.
around.
I'm gonna take this time to say this right now while I'm on camera, cause I'm normally over there.
Fucking up the sound.
It'll be alright.
Make a lot of
When
noise.
you-
Make a lot of noise.
When you do your singing impressions from this episode on, I want you to sing better.
What do you mean by that? Nah, bro, that's not what this is about. Like, I don't want to
It's
turn
not.
this into
It's
that.
not. It's not. But just do it, just because.
Nah, look, if you want to hear me sing, go listen to the records. If you want to hear me talk,
Drop the records.
they are dropped.
What's out?
Hey, y'all talk amongst yourselves. I'll be back.
What's out? You don't want us to talk amongst ourselves right now. Ocean, what records he need to drop?
I mean, he dropped my favorite record. He just need to promote it a little more.
He ain't doing no promotion on that motherfucker. He just dropped the record, and then he teasing records.
Mm-hmm.
What's the next record that you think Love should drop? And we
Probably
and
finesse.
finesse.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I can see that.
His best singles.
Finesse is good. I feel like Don't Waste My Time do need to come soon.
Sometime soon.
Sometime soon. I mean, we
He
still
need to
in the
get a
top.
whole new project for real, for real.
He not gonna do that because he got so many records.
I get that, but
He got
create
so many
create a
fucking
new
records.
create
A new
a
vibe,
different
a new
angle
wave.
with it. Yeah, something like that.
Well, first of all, we gotta fully push we gotta fully push like what the vision is right now.
The envelope.
The vision right now is a specific space of love being unconditional, love mattering, and how the fuck we get the love and the emotion and evoking that fully back in the R&B. That's the message that really needs to be pushed. That's what all these episodes, in my opinion, are about right now. So he ain't gonna drop nothing. He ain't gonna make nothing new until we find a way to corner that market and motherfuckers understand just how.
Y'all niggas saw my marketing plan?
Kinda.
Oh, that's nice.
Something like that.
Maybe y'all should let me know.
You don't know your marketing plan?
Yeah, I know what the fuck my marketing plan is.
All right,
but-
then. Well, welcome back to the conversation.
Who ruined you?
Who ruined me?
Mm-hmm. Are you willing to call him?
If I could, I would. You know, I don't get no fucks. Nah, I feel like my ruin moments came when I moved out here, in a sense, just because right before I came out here, I opened my eyes a little more, opened my eyes and my heart a little bit more to just accepting what, you know what I'm saying, what I was willing to do. Like I said, I was emotionally ignorant, so.
You gonna tell that person that they wronged you?
I feel like I have already. I told one straight to her fucking face. Shouts out to her too.
For ruining you?
Yeah.
You congratulate her.
That's what the record say. That's what Usher said.
Why you looking at me like that?
That's what Usher said.
Why you looking at me like that, cuz?
I know I'm next.
I'm glad you know.
Who broke you into daytime?
That was it was a long time ago. It was like 10th grade. I don't even know if that still counts, but I know I was savage after that.
Well, how do you heal, bro? How do we get you back to a place where you're able to freely love?
I'm already to that place, but the way that I got there was dealing with women that you know, were able to treat me better than what I was treated before.
You sure?
Yeah. A bunch of them.
A bunch of them is crazy. That sounds like unhealed behavior.
No, I had to go through the motions time and time
Wait.
again.
All right, you said that sounds like unhealed behavior. How so? Why do you feel like that's unhealed behavior?
No, I was saying I had to go through the motions.
I'm asking him. He said a bunch of
because he
them
didn't
sound
let me
like
go.
unhealed
He didn't let me finish until he heard what I said.
So, when you say a bunch of them, it sounds like a bunch of them at the same time,
No.
and not like one by one.
What
And
he
if
don't
these
believe in
people,
one by one.
all right, bro, we know you're a polygamist, bro. You don't have to.
I love my woman.
We don't have to. Like, if you want to start a polygamous pod,
No, I had
you
to
do
I can
that.
I had to feel in love a couple times before I was able to be able to love like this.
I feel like everybody has to learn how to love every time, because you have to learn how to love the person that you're loving. You can, like,
And love the person that you becoming. Like I said, it's not necessarily
It's
a
self-love,
loss, it's a
too.
lesson. Yeah,
It's-
self-love in that.
yeah, I think that you definitely have to have a level of self-love to even really love somebody. Like, you can't love anybody without loving yourself first.
Facts.
If you don't love the person that you are, it's going to be hard as fuck for you or for a person to receive the love that you give, because a person can identify when they feel like you love them more than you love yourself, and that's a toxic trait in my opinion.
Because you giving that person the love
Very
that you want.
unhealthy.
Now, I do. No, it's not because you're giving the person the love that you want. You should always give that person the love that you want, the level of love that you want.
When I say that, I mean like the way that you want to be loved.
Yeah.
You're putting that onto the
You're
next
projecting
person.
that onto the other person.
And instead of loving them the way that they want to be loved, you're loving them the way that you want to.
You're talking about love languages.
Love
now, yeah.
languages. I was like, I learned that from a relationship where the love languages, what your love language is, we give that off when essentially we're supposed to give what our partner love language
wants.
is.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so
And shouts out to my ex that told me that.
now, yes, you are. You're supposed to learn the person and then love the person. A lot of times we do that shit backwards.
Mm-hmm.
We love the person because, and that's why we love the person in our love language as opposed to theirs.
Yep.
Because we love the person before we
Learn the
fall in
person.
love, and then we start to learn the person. And then when you start to love the person, when you start to love the person, when you start to learn the person.
Sometimes motherfuckers, I don't even like this person.
Yeah, but no.
I'm not saying my personal experience.
Yeah.
I've seen that shit happen. That shit's sad.
When you start to love the person, or when you start to learn the person when you've already loved them, it's a
Conflict
a
of
learning
interest.
experience that you have to a learning curve that you got to get over, because you are essentially loving that person before you learn them, and you're loving them the way you want to be loved, like we were just saying.
It's hard to unlearn.
It's not really hard to. I ain't gonna say it's hard to unlearn, because you don't have to unlearn your love language. You just have to learn the way that person wants to be loved.
But if depending on how long it takes for you to get to that realization, you may have already programmed. And when I say it's like unlearning something, it's just a program thing. So you programmed in your mind that I love this person, I care about this person to this magnitude, but now I have to learn this person. And if what I'm learning isn't necessarily what I've been applying for however long that duration of time is, then essentially you will have to unlearn.
So you don't have to unlearn. I don't even like the term unlearn. And the reason I don't like it is because unlearning something, you shouldn't unlearn something unless it's like a toxic trait, right? But
some of those things be toxic. Some of those relationships be toxic.
They might be, but you don't have to unlearn it to deactivate it.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Because if you unlearn it, you won't even be able to identify it when it's happening, when it might be happening to you.
So, okay, lack of better terms. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, deactivate, or if maybe deprogram, or just adjust.
Yeah, adjust.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Adjust to the way that person wants to receive love.
Mm-hmm.
And this goes back to our conversation about communication versus comprehension.
Yeah.
So, like, if you know that this person is not receptive to this type of love, why the fuck would you continue to give them that type of love? Mm-hmm. And then your self-love has to say, am I able to love this person the way that they need to be loved?
Yeah.
And then if not,
Run.
either you can leave or you can try to learn. But if you can't, if you know you can't, and can't shouldn't be in the man's vocabulary, but
Okay, Quincy.
you're right, exactly. But if you know that it's gonna hurt you to love this person the way that, I'm just not programmed to love like this.
Mm-hmm.
You should leave, because you can ruin that person. And I'm speaking
You
from
can
experience.
ruin yourself too.
I'm speaking from experience. Yes, you can ruin. You can't really ruin yourself.
If you're not able to love a person the way that they need to be loved, but you're constantly trying, you can drain yourself.
Oh, yeah,
drain
you
your
can definitely
energy.
drain yourself.
You can ruin yourself, bro.
It might be true. It might be true. But
Is that your case?
Nope, that hasn't happened to me.
but
Right.
look, I do think that there needs to be a reprogramming of love in our community and our culture. I do think that it starts with conversations like this.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that it starts with conversations like this on both ends. Male and female. Or
With men and with
yeah,
women.
or whatever. Whoever the fuck you like to deal with. It starts with
however you identify.
Yeah.
But just collectively.
collectively we need to learn before we love. And not love before we learn.
So look before you leap.
Yes, absolutely look before you leap, because you can jump off a curb or you can jump off a fucking building. And
Curb, cliff.
yeah, curb or a cliff. And you jump off a curve, you're not gonna do too much damage.
But if you jump off
But if you jump off a fucking cliff and there's no parachute or a bungee, you ruined it for
not necessarily though, because you can jump into the depths of the ocean in Jamaica and that should be lovely.
It depends on. That's why I said a building. It depends on how high a cliff is. It also depends on how high the building is. But all I'm saying is, if you don't look before you leap, or if you don't learn before you love, you put yourself in a situation where you can be like Usher in this song. Either you can ruin somebody, or you can be ruined. So with that being said, my name is Love. Tonight I've been in the living room with my bros. Million Mo Easy and my nigga O. O is not on camera because he looks weird, but he's also running the board. Shouts out to him. I appreciate you, bro.
For sure.
I appreciate both of y'all niggas. But we out of here.
Wait,
Appreciate
I gotta
y'all.
ask you a question on
Look.
camera.
Oh, you want to ask me another question?
Yeah.
So you let me go through the whole
Yep.
niggas. Niggas. Yes, sir.
Your preference in how you how you promote love, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is your preference monogamous?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about polygamy and or polyamory?
I don't feel anyway. Like, it's just not my. It's not my steez. It's not my shtick. I feel like if it works for love the way it works for anybody, if it works for you, it works for you. But I believe in a union between two people. I do believe that if poly, this is why it's also not my shtick, right? I believe that whatever agreement you come to with the people that you deal with is the agreement. But I don't think that poly is a fair assessment. I think that if you are a man and you have multiple women and you don't give them the opportunity to be with whoever else they may long or want for, I think it's unfair, and it could.
Absolutely.
I think that it could harbor some sort of resentment.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't want that in my union of love. So that's my thoughts on polygamous situations.
And we're out.
Once again,
Any
more questions?
The reason why I waited until after you did that, because that was just like a segment. I just wanted
niggas. My name is Love. I've been in the living room tonight with my bros. Shouts out to O. Shouts out to Million Mo Easy. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Catch y'all next week.